Good morning. Welcome back to Mike's Rusty Finds. Please like, share, and subscribe. Today we're going to be working on the brakes on this 1956 F500. So let's get started and see what kind of trouble I can get into. This wheel cylinder is like rusted on here. And it's in pretty rough shape. And of course, see if I can get you around here. The bolt to undo that is hiding right down there, and it won't come off, and the line won't come off. So we're going to try to take that bolt off and try to turn this thing to get it off. I've ordered new old stock wheel cylinders from eBay. So give me a minute and let me see if I can get one bolt off and kind of get the other one started loose. So the idea is I got the bolt out from one side, is to knock on this thing a little bit and see if I can loosen it up. Sure, I might have to drill out the other bolt to get it out. I'd like to try to not destroy this wheel cylinder, because they are hard to come by. Well, after several non-PG moments of cussing and trying to kill myself, I think I'm going to have to take this backing plate off and then work on it off of the truck. That way I can just cut this rotten line. I have new lines. I really need to be able to get the tire back on here before I get underneath on the other side, try to take that line off without snapping the brake line. Because, crushing myself to death is not on the agenda right now. I'd rather have the wheel on here so that I can safely get underneath this truck. So let's do that. Let's pull this backing plate off. That way I can put the tire back on and still work on the lines without getting killed. Hold on a minute, let me get this line cut. As you can see, this line is completely swollen up from just sitting. There's no way any juice is getting through there. So now that we're free, we'll take this backing plate off. And just like that, the backing plate is off. This is what we've got left. So I can put the tire back on and I can start working on that connection on the other side of the frame rail so that Mike doesn't get squished. Because I'm here by myself, and yeah, that would be a bad thing. So after a pipe wrench and a breaker bar and a hammer with duct tape on the handle, sure, we finally got the wheel cylinder off. You can see it's kind of rusty, but might just be able to rebuild it. But like I say, I have other ones coming from eBay. Pretty gross in there. I might be able to clean up that outside of that bore and get that piston moving, but that'll be another project. This is the master cylinder for my 1956 Ford F-150, and it almost looks like a couple of guys held this master cylinder up on string and they built the rest of the truck around it. I have lots of, you can see these lines I gotta get loose without twisting them off. I got this one loose with spraying it with some juice and then heating it with a propane torch, and then kept wiggling it back and forth because I don't really want to snap the line off. Even if I have to replace the line, I'd kind of like to be able to have a good pattern to bend up another one. So we're gonna ignore that for right now, and we're gonna come over here and try to loosen that line up there so that I can put this whole brake assembly back together on this side. So we're going to try to use the juice heat again to try to get this thing loose. I'll be back. Well, now that escalated quickly. Now that I've gotten the connection all nice and rounded off, and it never came loose, I'm trying to use the juice heat methods, but I have a gas line right next to that brake line, and I just don't feel like burning everything down right now. So we're going to order a small pipe wrench to try to get around this thing and see if we can't break it loose. Hello folks, we're going to try this little 6-inch rigid pipe wrench that I got off of eBay. We're going to try it on this stubborn connector, this brake line that I goobered up, to see if we can't break it loose. Well, it doesn't seem like this thing's budging, but we're going to keep working on it. Well, after a lot of hassle, we finally got this connection loose with this pipe wrench. So I will call that a win. We need to undo it from whatever under there. And then we need to do the same thing with all the other connections. We're going to get this backing plate cleaned up a little bit. Before we start sticking stuff back together. we're gonna keep at this thing. I don't think anybody wants to watch me clean this up, so we'll come back when it's all cleaned up. Well, that's about as clean as I'm willing to get it. We're just gonna spray it down with some cleaner here. Oh, that can's done. Sure. We're going to spray this with a little bit of Rust-Oleum to just kind of make it look better. Well, see? Just like new. Sort of. Good enough. I should probably clean up this brake assembly and take the spring off so that I can get that adjuster all cleaned out. Oh look, it was yellow. Okay. I don't know if that means anything or not, but sure. We're going to take this all apart and oil up this adjuster so that it's easier to adjust when and if I ever get brakes on this thing. So give me a minute. So we got this thing apart. So we're gonna clean this adjuster up and give it a little bit of oil so that when I put it back together, it will adjust. Oh, that's about all the trouble I can get into for right now. So what I'm wondering is if I should try to source these return springs, because they are almost 70 years old, and there's that whole not dying while you're driving thing I'm trying to accomplish. So I'm going to try to go to some part stores and see if they can't match these up, because I just think I got it apart. I might as well just put something new in there. The brake shoes I'm going to reuse because they've got plenty of meat on them. So that's that. We need to remove this nut, 15/16 nut, to get that rest of that rotten hose off so we can start putting this wheel back together. So okay, we got it to move. So now we got the rest of this rotten line off, and we got a nice new line to put on. So that'll be fun. Okay, so we're waiting on a call back from part stores to try to source some springs for this brake setup. So We're going to try to keep moving here. I have some new to me wheel cylinders for this thing. And at least this one comes apart. Okay, so we're going to bolt the new to us wheel cylinder back onto this backing plate. Just like that. And it looks like the hose attaches to this first. We'll leave that plug in for now. And then we got to run that through the frame. Just like that. Hard as that hose was to get off, just maybe I should install that before I put the backing plate on it. Okay, let me get a 5/8 wrench. And we'll tighten this guy up. Oh, wrong size. Like I said, we'll get a 9/16 wrench in here. And then this backing plate is ready to go back on. Somewhere here. The rubber is so rotten on this thing. This guy goes in here like that. But I'm thinking I'm going to oil that thing down a little bit first. So it's looking like jeez, Louise. Okay. going to pretend we didn't see that. Get this boot back on here. Okay. Yep. For the rest of it to go back on, we really need to bolt it back on the truck. We're not going to get right back to this brake system. So I'm going to put some Gorilla Tape over the end of this so no creatures find their way inside, because I don't want any contamination. And I'm going to do the same on the other end, hanging under the truck, just so that I don't have anything blocking things up. So apparently I can't find the springs for this truck. So I'm going to clean these up a little bit and I'm going to reuse them because it's what I got. I'm going to clean them up a little bit, maybe shoot them with some paint, and so we can get these brakes put back together. I'm not going to make everybody sit and watch me clean up springs. So we'll be back when these are a little clean. I'm just going to give these a light coat of paint. Just to kind of stop any more rust. Just like new. That ought to add 5 horsepower. Okay. We'll let those dry and move on to other things. Okay. Let's pull this tire back off. These are left-handed threads. Boy, these tires are really dry rotting. Okay. Okay. I'm no NASCAR pit guy. Okay. Let's get this hub off. I'm sure there's a tool for doing this. I don't have it. Okay. And there we go. Okay, so we got our backing plate back up here. Let's see here. Okay, there's one. We'll put a nut behind you so it doesn't fly off. Okay. How about one down here? All right. Well, where did you go? See, already looking better. I'll wait to put this brake line through the frame until after I get the tire back on because, you know, getting squished. Nope. Not a good idea. Okay, that one's got a nut. All right. Okay. Get this 3/4 inch bolts tightened down. Let me know in the comments how many horsepower you think it's going to add to this truck. Painting this thing black. Stealth. Okay, so my phone overheated. So I've gotten the hardware all back on this wheel. All we need to do now is change on the bearing seal on this thing, and I can put one wheel together. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Help the channel grow. And I'm going to get out of here because it's just hotter than a stolen tamale out here, and I need to put this thing back together and get inside and get hydrated. So I will see you in the next one.